Hi, welcome to the second half of this lesson. This is Andy's Free Guitar Chart videos. If you like these videos, like and subscribe. Tell your friends about Andy's Free Guitar Chart videos. And follow the instructions below the video to access Andy's Free Guitar Chart videos on Facebook group. Let's pick it up from where we kind of left it off yesterday, although I don't remember exactly what we were up to. But I have a feeling we can just cut to the chase. We're going to stay on chart 566, so that there's a big catch up because we had charts 550 to 556, 566, and these all led up to the same conclusions. So it's Rootmaster Blues, Blues Transformations. I went ahead and put the title on there, and Shadowing for the blues. Now let's look at this. I've adjusted the chart, worked on the same chart. Sometimes that's the best thing to do, is work on the same chart here. And we have two very important, all the action is like here. This is like a summary up here, so don't worry about this. We've got that right here, just with only two of the columns there, actually three. So that's kind of a little, I use the word key cautiously because the key is like a legend. Yeah, this is like a legend. But what am I thinking when I'm playing? And it's going to be right here in this column, the RKB shadow, but it all really starts with the capo open. So this is, I'm down C tuned, so my C shape would be two whole steps down from a C. Can do that in guitar, which would be an A flat. Okay, and my G shape would be like the fourth would be what? Actually, the fourth of the C shape would be the, like that would actually be the D flat. Okay, so we're not going to be playing in those keys when we're discussing the cage system. If I say C shape, don't worry about what the actual pitch of the chord is, because I'm down C tuned here. I have to do that. It's easier to play the strings, and I have my E-shaped C. So what we're concerned with, since we did bump over the chords, those of you who had to take a look at this while I was just demonstrating that, we've got the same thing over here, and this is what's new. So this is the RKB. It's the root key of the blues. It's, it's C, F, G, but here the F would be an E shape, so it's C, E, G, 7, and these are all done in seventh chords. All right, so with that C, it'd be, I don't want to play it loud. Okay, so that's C, F, G, but it's an E-shaped F, just with the bar there. We're not going to be getting all the way through to these guys on today's lessons. I'm telling you, it's so important to learn the first column there, the first one. So what we have here, this is the key. These are the blues scales. These are the blues chords. We have our choice of the 5 different blues chord progressions, okay? This is the RKB, so we go from those cages, those shapes. We can call them cages because it's all the same cage. We have 2 cages to deal with here. Okay, so let's let's do this, because we've got the same thing over here, right here in this box right here. Okay, this is an explanation box with derivations. Okay, so we talked about that earlier in the lesson, although we didn't get to the RMDK and the BMDK derivations. Okay, so in other words, a fifth is the same as two caged shapes going around here. So C going to G is two caged shapes right there. Okay, when we go plus one pent, we go from C to D, but then when we go to the shadow box, we go plus one C again, so we go C to D in pent, this P is pent, and then D to C, we go ahead one cage this way, and we go back to C. That's why we have the same chord as the root key, the blues for the shadowing in the blues master pent key. Okay, so we played that yesterday. We got the C here, and we just go up to the next cage. All right, we'll talk about where the blues note goes there. For the blues magic diatonic key, we're going to shadow with the fifth. So the derivation is the caged plus one cage, because what it's like is if we take C here, like this, and we go to its next normal cage advance, C to A, and then we drop that down a whole step. All right, that is where it is. That's where the C goes to the A shape there. Okay, so it's plus one caged. So we can play an easy diatonic scale right there. So here's our C7, and then A. That is an A-shaped diatonic scale. Okay, from the C. We could do it from all five caged. Now, in the mix key, called the mixed diatonic, Mixolydian diatonic, just call it the mix. It's the derivation, it's the fourth of it. So the fourth of the C7 would be the F, would be the E shape 7, right? E shape. But we're not going to play a chord there. We're not going to play a pentatonic. We're going to play a diatonic there. Yes, we are. So we go. All right, we'll talk about where the blues note is. All we're doing is taking the open capo derivation, the transformation there, and then we're going to go to the next cage. So we just add one C there. So a fourth is actually two pentatonic. So a fourth from C is the E shape. Then we add one C as we go to the first box there. Add one cage shape. So from the E shape we go back to the D shape there. Okay, so the derivation is one D shape for the shadow. So here's the C. And then we go to our D shape diatonic. Okay, that's the derivation. This is the solution. This is the derivation. Plus 2p minus 1p equals plus 1p. Okay, so up here the derivation for the fifth is simply plus 2c. Okay, if we're in C here, C7, the magic key is B flat. It's a whole step down. So that was the derivation, and so it works out we're going ahead one cage, because you look, but you're going to fit that cage. This isn't normal cage where here's one cage above the C. Okay, we're going C Then we're going, it's normal cage and dropping that normal cage down only a whole step. Okay, and then we're playing that diatonic scale, the A diatonic scale there. We did this before, right? The A-shaped diatonic scale. Remember, the A-shaped pentatonic scale, the A-shaped diatonic scale, okay? So there's a difference. It's not placed where the normal A-shaped diatonic, let's say a C diatonic, and then going to its A, but we drop that down a whole step. These diatonic and pentatonic shapes are being played in the cage, but in a different shape fitted in the cage due to the derivation that we discussed. C to A, drop it down. All right. So that's what this is all about. Now let's talk about the blues, the placement of the blues notes, the blues note patterns. Okay, here's a note. Remember, the entire pattern goes up and down. The string shapes will go up and down. So when we go to the fourth, this, let's say this D string shape here will actually go up. So it'll stay on the same string shape. It'll be on the 2, 3, 4 string shape of the fourth. You go to the fifth, it goes down like that. The 2, 3, 4 will go down. Okay, so how's that work? Where's the D string shape on the C? Well, the C string shape's the bass string shape. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, 2, 3, 4. It's on the third string. Now when we go to the F, right there to the fourth, it's gonna go up. Okay. Remember the bass